Hello, good yo-yo people. I'm Nate. I'm a sponsored player by Squared YoYos, and this is another episode of Nate Reviews Yo-Yos. Today I have the privilege of reviewing another yo-yo by Throw Cafe, the Cappuccino. This is my review of the Cappuccino by Throw Cafe. As usual, the first section of these reviews is always the in the hand section. What does it actually feel like in the hand before I throw it? All right, so you'll find in the description box all the information on this yo-yo, including the specs. So go ahead and check that out while you're at it. Go ahead and check out my information while you're there, my sponsor, Squared YoYos, as well as information about Throw Cafe. So go check that out after you're done watching this video. Right, so in the hand, what is it like? This is a V-shaped yo-yo, but it's not just an ordinary, just regular, straightforward V-shaped yo-yo. It is certainly a V in its shape, and it's going to have that feel. But it has a couple different steps in there that kind of concave into slope in a little bit, scallop in. And so you're going to see that. And then in the cups, it sort of has the reverse of that. It kind of bubbles over. So every step that you have here has sort of a bubbling over on the inverse on the cup. It's kind of cool. So kind of they mirror each other. Really smart little clever design. Just kind of by looking at it in the hand, it seems like there's a fair amount of weight distribution all over the place. It's not necessarily all on the rims or all in the center. You are going to get a pretty even distribution of weight on this. You have some pretty beefy rims, but you also have a pretty beefy center section, and you also have a pretty beefy hub section as well, even though it's kind of flat there. Really nice finish on this, really makes this pink pop. I also really like how they did a little anodizing, and you'll see it better in the beginning video here, of a little purple in here, a little purple wash right in the middle of the gap, kind of fun. So when it's spinning, it's going to look really nice. So yeah, really nice bead blast, pretty smooth. I did have the privilege of reviewing the Matcha by Throw Cafe, and it wasn't necessarily my favorite. There was a lot of things that I had issues with it. Now this yo-yo, I forgot to mention, is actually a prototype, but I was assured that it's actually not going to be really any different, probably, most likely, from the production run. Now I'm not certain on that exactly, but we'll talk about it more in the string. But this looks like a full production run yo-yo. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I believe there will be engravings on this. I had the privilege of not reviewing, but just kind of testing out a bimetal, and actually you can see that on his website, and you can take a look at that as well, of the Cappuccino. Now this is the full metal version of that. I believe this is what the production one. I don't know the whole story behind everything, but all that to say, this is the Cappuccino, and this is what will go into production, from my understanding. So it's a full metal yo-yo, all metal. Yeah, it looks really smooth. I really like the feel in the hand. Nice, I would consider it full size in the hand. Really comfortable. Those rims, a lot of V-shaped yo-yos tend to have pretty sharp rims. This one has really nice smooth rims, so on a catch it's going to feel really nice and comfortable. Fairly decent gap size on this too, so it'll probably be fairly good for horizontal tricks as well. It also comes with some rubber weight rings, very similar to the Diffio yo-yos back in the day, but you can pop these in here, which will of course add some weight to them. And where they place them, it's not completely on the rim, it's also not in the center, so you're going to give a little bit more of center middle weight there, which ultimately will probably give more stability, but also, of course, more weight to the yo-yo overall. Now, with rubber being added to there, you're probably going to get some vibe, and we'll see that on the string. But we'll see how tight that fit is and what that looks like. All right, that's the in-the-hand section. Let's go see how it actually plays like on the string. All right, welcome back to the On the String section with the Cappuccino by Throw Cafe. All right, so I went ahead and put in the rings on this one to start out, just to kind of give you an idea of what that feels like. Of course, it is heavier, and I'll try to see if I can get the full specs on what the weight will be like that with the rings in the description box. But I like the feel to it. It is a little hefty, maybe for my taste, but it is really solid. It's really stable, plays really nice and smooth. In fact, it doesn't really have a ton of vibe. I mean, it has a little bit there, but nothing major at all, considering you're putting two very different materials together. Not much vibe at all. So yeah, if you're familiar with Diffio, they've been doing this for a long time, and so it's very similar to that kind of feel. And I think the placement of where those rings are is really smart. And so let's play with them without and see what that feels like. All right. All right. Right away, you have a little bit more of a zippier yo-yo, of course, with the lighter weight on there. I actually I've been playing this for a while now, a couple weeks, and I actually like the feel a little bit better, just personal preference without the rings. But I like the idea that, you know, you can have those rings in there and as an option. I did not shy away when I talked about the matcha, that I didn't necessarily like it personally, and I felt like that yo-yo played a little bit more like, sorry, I'm getting bit up here, mosquitoes, man. It's been raining for like 5 days straight pretty much here, and there's just mosquitoes everywhere. All right, back to the review. All right, so when I talked about the matcha, one of the things I mentioned, and maybe it was a little harsh of a critique, but I felt like it played like a prototype that needed some things worked out. Oddly enough, this is a prototype, and I feel like it's ready for production, which I said in the hand section that it probably will be the one in production. I'm not sure exactly the details. So yeah, really nice for horizontal. Keeps that plane. You know, those little scallop cups there, they are really beneficial for having a little less string friction on the yo-yo as well. So it keeps that tilt a little bit easier for horizontal tricks. This yo-yo is a little bit more competition driven, it seems like to me. It has just a little bit more of a stable, solid feel to it. Very stable. Of course, even more stable with the weight rings in there, if you are so inclined to put them in there. If you put the matcha and this beside one another, they play absolutely differently. They look completely different. It's hard to even tell they're even from the same company, which is good or bad. If you like the matcha, you know, I didn't absolutely love it, but if you liked it, then I think you'll still like this yo-yo. It has a lot to offer. Grinds are really, really solid on that. You could probably, there's not much of really not a defined IRG in there, but if you tilted the yo-yo a little bit, you might be able to get your thumb in there. Hold on. Yeah, it's more rounded off, so it's not the best. All right, let's throw a trick. So yeah, my final opinion on the Cappuccino by Throw Cafe. I really dig it. Overall, really nice feel in the hand with that V shape. Really comfortable, really nice blast finish. Really like how those colors pop on there. Really nice little touch with the a little bit of purple in the center there with the acid wash. It's nice. Overall, really nice feeling yo-yo in the hand. I like that you have the option of adding weight rings in there for any extra stability or a little extra weight. But you could also take them out and you can have a little bit more of a zippier yo-yo that's really nice and stable as well, and really nice long spin times, and overall pretty competition driven. So that is my review of the Cappuccino by Throw Cafe. Good day and good yo-yo.